My today's guest at the Sevan Startup Summit 2024 is Bob Upham, a venture partner at the Antler Company and a successful, experienced entrepreneur. During his years at Yahoo, he has carried out several projects in collaboration with major companies like LinkedIn, Microsoft, Apple, and more. He is here now to share his experience and knowledge with the youth. Hello, Mr. Upham. First of all, regarding your experience and knowledge, what have you managed to discuss and share with our young startups, and what do you think about their mindset? Can they undertake any serious projects in Armenia?
Yeah, it's been really interesting time here because many very early stage startups who don't have the same access to information that startups in Silicon Valley have, or at the good universities in California and in the US. And it's really been interesting to watch their progress over the past few days, where they start out and they improve and they improve and they improve. Their goal is to build a pitch deck on the last day of the competition, of the summit, and do a competition. So it's really been great to see the progress of the startups. They're very enthusiastic, and they really love working hard and trying to improve.
In your opinion, what opportunities do these summits create for startups? And how important is it to hold such summits in Armenia?
I think one of the biggest opportunities for the startups here is to be able to learn how to expand outside of the local market in Armenia to other CIS countries throughout Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and even to America and North America. They can see how they can bring a global view to their work.
I know that advice and good ideas are never free, but taking this opportunity and considering that you are here as an experienced advisor and mentor, what general advice would you give to our youth?
I think the best advice is to be very, very passionate and motivated about what you're doing in your company. The most successful startups that I see come from people that are really trying to solve a real-world problem, that they aren't trying to build a startup to make money, they're building a startup to solve a problem. And that's where I think the most successful startups start.
You have been in Armenia for a few days and have already gotten somewhat familiar with how the startup ecosystem is developing here. What do you think about Armenia becoming a technology center one day?
From what I've seen here, I would be surprised if it did not become a center of innovation and startup ecosystem. This has just been a fantastic event. The startups are so enthusiastic and so excited about being here and working with the mentors and speakers here. I think this is one of the most exciting places I've been, certainly in Eastern Europe. And I spent a lot of time in Latin America and Eastern Europe, and where a lot of the tech innovation is emerging. And to me, this has been an incredible week. Yeah.
3 important things that are necessary for startups:
Passion, motivation, and the willingness to listen to advisors, listen to people that can help them. I think one of the downfalls of many startups, the reason many of them fail, is because the founders believe that they know everything and they can do everything themselves. And getting advice like the startups here are getting from professionals from Silicon Valley and from great universities, they should make sure that they listen to the advice from experienced professionals.
And one very important piece of advice that is essential for a startup, that you have repeated multiple times to help them grow their businesses.
The most important advice is to accept failure. When you're trying to sell your business, your product to customers, not every customer will buy it. When you're trying to raise money from venture capital, not every venture capital is going to write a check. A venture capitalist will write a check. Accepting failure, accepting rejection, and learning how to move on and learn from each time you fail is probably the most important thing, because there will be a lot of failure and a lot of rejection before you can bring your product to market.
And what would you wish for our summit participants?
I wish that every participant here could raise money and bring their product to market and expand throughout CIS and expand throughout Eastern Europe and Western Europe. I wish them all to have a lot of success.
Since you mentioned wishing for money, do you think that the only or exclusive way for a startup to succeed is through money? Is success dependent on financial resources?
The most important element of success for startup is timing. There were ride-sharing apps long before Uber. There was, apps, social media apps before Facebook. Facebook was the right time. Uber was the right time. But you need money to continue the business, whether you're selling your product and getting revenue or whether you're raising money from venture capital firms. So money is essential. Yes, money is required, but it could be from revenue or it could be from investors.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.